Are you a single, retired woman? 50%, over 50% of retired women are single, and many of them love it. Society for decades has said, oh, if you're single and you're not married, oh, you must be so lonely. Mostly, not a chance. Women from all different backgrounds across the world email me their stories, many of them single women. And it's not to say that married women in retirement are having it tough, because most are not. But this attitude that single women must be unhappy has got to go. It's just not correct. My name is Eleanor Rose, and I am a researcher and author. And as you can see, I'm north of 70, and I make videos because these ladies send their stories to me, and I think that they're YouTube worthy, that you need to hear them. And I'm just wondering what you think of this old bird wearing a hat. And I think I might just do that in a number of future videos. And if you think it's wacko, please tell me in the comments below either to keep wearing a hat or don't wear a hat. I just thought I'd give it a try. Now, the truth is, this video isn't saying marriage is good or bad. And sorry to tell you, at this age, I need my notes. It's just one of those things. Many happily married women enjoy wonderful relationships. And on the other hand, many widowed retired women are very sad that their husbands are gone. But we have to acknowledge that over 50% of women are single by choice. Maybe they're widows, maybe they're divorced. Whatever way they got there, most of them seem to be very, very happy with their lives. What they tell me is that every day belongs to me. One of the greatest surprises of retirement is waking up and realizing that no one else is deciding your day. There's no schedule to negotiate, no compromises over where to go, what you have to do, what you're going to plant in the garden, and there's no guilt because you want maybe a quiet afternoon to yourself. After decades of putting the children first, the parents first, as in the grandparents, school schedules, job schedules, finally, in retirement, whether you're single or married, time can become your own, but it's a little bit more your own when you're a single retired lady. For instance, Gloria, age 72, told me that she woke up one Tuesday morning, looked outside, saw the sun shining, and decided that she would drive to the lake. So that's a 2-hour drive. She enjoyed her day at the lake. She bought a lunch and ate by the lake, and on her way home, she bought an ice cream. And as she said to me, nobody wanted to know where she was, and she just enjoyed herself. Little shops are great. The lake was great. She said that day belonged entirely to me. How many years have we spent as women substituting, fixing for somebody else? Their timetable, their wishes. Peace becomes the greatest luxury. Many people confuse being alone with lonely, and single people are not necessarily lonely. Solitude can restore the soul. Loneliness hurts, but peacefulness is wonderful. Take Bev, age 69. She smiled when she described her mornings. Every day, she said, she opens the patio door, pours herself a cup of coffee, and listens to the birds before anyone else in the neighborhood is up. She laughed and admitted, I used to think silence meant something was wrong. And didn't you just? If the kids were silent over in their bedrooms, wow, look out. Now silence is her favorite sound. Her little house has become her sanctuary instead of her address. There is something deeply comforting about walking into a home where everything is exactly where you put it when you left the home. No arguments, no tension, no television that's for somebody else, just calm, quiet peace that settles over your life. And your money is your own decision. Most retirees have to watch their money quite carefully, but single women discover something surprising. They don't have to negotiate. If they want to buy something and they have the money, they just do it. If they want to travel, what kind of a trip? Maybe with friends, maybe solo, whatever they want, they're going to do it. They can renovate, they can give to charity. With their money, they can do what they want. Here's one. Marla, age 74. She saved for 2 years so she could take what she called the spectacular train journey across Canada. And friends said to her, all in jest, "Who approved the expense?" And she said, "The finance committee took 30 seconds to approve it," meaning her. She was the finance committee. That trip became one of the happiest memories of her retirement. Sometimes independence isn't about having more money, it's about having the decisions for yourself. Friendships become really important to single retired women. And they discover that friendships that were impossible during working years, you were squeezing in your friend for a coffee or a quick visit. Now you have meaningful time to spend together. And often friends become more important than your family, or at least on the same plane. Here's a story. Dale, age 71, had recently moved to a new community and knew just about nobody. Nervously, she joined a weekly walking group, wondering if she would fit in. Within a few months, the ladies were celebrating each other's birthday. Sometimes they would go for lunch before they went walking, and they were going to concerts and all kinds of things. So, just reaching out, Dale had made a pack of new friends, and she told me, "I expected to find exercise partners. Instead, I found sisters." Isn't that lovely? Research has consistently shown that strong friendships in retirement is good for you physically and good for you emotionally. And it's important that you have this circle of friends. Retirement lets you reinvent yourself. When you're working, you have very little time to explore all kinds of different things that might be important to you. But in retirement, you can learn something new, you can create, volunteer, travel, or begin something that has quietly been waiting in the background all the years. It doesn't mean that you have to be single to do that. Married ladies often take up interesting things even if their husbands don't want to. But we are concentrating right now on single retired ladies. Retirement doesn't close doors. It often opens new ones. Perhaps the healthiest things retirement teaches us is that our own company is quite sufficient. Retirement offers the chance to rediscover. Here's a good story. Gloria decided to take herself out for lunch once a month, and that's on her own. And a lot of single women hesitate to go for lunch by themselves. The first time she felt self-conscious and a little bit awkward. By the fifth lunch, she realized nobody cared. She was fine. And she found that if she tipped substantially, she was always welcomed back. And she thought, why did I wait so long to do this? There is something freeing about discovering that happiness doesn't always require another person. And some single women said, there's less drama and more joy. One of the greatest benefits many women mention is the absence of unnecessary drama. Now, you still might have that with sons and daughters, but at least you can go home if you have a home. Many women say they have never felt so emotionally relaxed. Bev, age 64, made one simple change that transformed her days. She stopped feeling obligated to answer the phone the moment it rang. Now she returns calls when she's finished her morning coffee, completed her gardening, or simply feels ready. This is what she said. Retirement isn't an emergency room. Sometimes protecting your peace is one of the healthiest decisions you can make. You decide what gives your life meaning. Purpose looks different for every woman. As we've said, some volunteer, travel, look after grandchildren, write a book, learn a language, garden, mentor younger women, become active in their church. The wonderful part is that retirement gives you the time to do it. And here's a story from Marla, age 70. She began volunteering at her local rescue center after losing her husband. I mean, if you're divorced, no, sorry, if you're widowed and you had a pretty darn nice marriage, you better find something that fills the void. This is what she said. At first, she thought she was simply helping abandoned dogs at this rescue center. Months later, she admitted through tears, I think they rescued me far more than I rescued them. Having somewhere to be and people to depend on me brought life back into her life. Purpose doesn't always arrive wrapped in a paycheck. Quite often, it arrives disguised as an opportunity to help someone else. And frequently, women told me that in retirement, especially single lady retirement, confidence came back. They stopped worrying about how they appeared or how they um, handled other people, what they wore, traveling, speaking their mind, and stop apologizing for enjoying their lives. And this is a story from Dale, age 61, who recently bought herself a bright red convertible. And several friends teased her and said, are you trying to be 25 again? And she smiled, climbed behind the wheel, and replied, no, I've finally become my exact age I've always wanted to be. That confidence is one of retirement's greatest gifts. It's quiet, comfortable, and wonderfully liberating. Here's what the research says. At the Harvard Chan School of Public Health, they found out that strong friendships, meaningful activities, purpose, social connection are among the most important contributors to happiness and healthy aging. Marriage is not the only path in retirement to a fun and healthy retirement. Women build wonderful lives through friendships, volunteering, learning, etc. That should encourage every woman watching today. Your happiness is not determined by your relationship status. It's determined by how you fill your days. Important line. In closing, if you have found this video valuable, please subscribe and please, in the comments below, tell us your story about retirement. Married retirement or single retirement, divorced or widowed. Everything that you share will possibly help another woman somewhere in the world. And that's the joy If we stick together, women over 50, 60, 70, and 80, we can share and grow and enjoy life. Take care. See you in the next video.